My water broke, but my jerk husband Damien ditched me at an ATM, demanding $220,000 or he'd leave me to rot. Little did he know, those cameras were about to turn his greedy ass into a felon. That night was the scariest night of my life. My water broke, and I needed to get to the hospital. But instead of taking me there, my husband suddenly drove to an ATM, stopped the car, and ordered me to withdraw $220,000 and give it to him. He said if I refused, he wouldn't take me to the hospital. When I said no, he dragged me out of the car, threw me onto the road and sped away, leaving me alone in labor and helpless. What happened next was even worse than I could have ever imagined. My name is Selena, and I am 29 years old. In a few days, I will become a mother for the first time. I should be excited, happy, and full of love, but I'm not. Because my marriage is nothing like I imagined it would be. I met my husband, Damien, 5 years ago. Back then, he was charming, confident, and had a way of making me feel like the most special person in the world. But things changed after we got married. His affection slowly disappeared. He stopped caring about my feelings, my struggles, and my happiness. When I told him I was pregnant, I thought he would finally become the husband I needed. I was wrong. Instead of being supportive, Damien treated my pregnancy as an inconvenience. He refused to help with housework, ignored me when I was sick, and made it clear that his life wouldn't change just because I was carrying his child. Now, at 9 months pregnant, I had accepted the reality of my marriage. Damien didn't love me. He didn't care about our baby. And deep down, I knew I would have to raise this child alone. But I never imagined that he would betray me in the worst way possible. That evening, I sat at the dining table, exhausted from another long day. I had spent hours cleaning, folding laundry, and preparing dinner, even though my body was aching from the weight of my belly. I looked at the clock, it was 8:45 p.m. Damien was late again. I sighed, pushing my food around the plate. I wasn't even hungry anymore. Just as I was about to get up, the front door swung open. Damien walked in, looking tired but indifferent. He didn't say hello. He didn't ask how I was feeling. He just threw his bag onto the couch, took off his jacket, and sat down at the table, scrolling through his phone like I wasn't even there. I swallowed the lump in my throat. "You're late," I said. He didn't even look up. "I was busy," he replied. I bit my lip, trying to ignore the anger bubbling inside me. "I made dinner," I said, keeping my voice calm. Damien finally glanced up at his plate. His expression immediately soured. "Pasta again," he muttered, pushing his fork into the food like it was something disgusting. I clenched my fists under the table. "Yes, Damien. Because I'm 9 months pregnant and can't stand in the kitchen all day cooking 3-course meals." He rolled his eyes. "Whatever," he said. Then, without another word, he grabbed his fork and began eating in silence. I watched him, feeling a deep, painful emptiness inside me. This wasn't love. This was a marriage. And the worst part was, I knew he didn't even care that I was hurting. I tried to finish my meal, but suddenly a sharp pain shot through my lower stomach. I gasped, dropping my fork onto my plate. A second later, I felt a warm rush of liquid. I froze. My water just broke. I looked down, my heart racing as I saw the chair beneath me getting wet.